It's November 9th, and Aaron and I are set up in the hedge thicket this morning. There's almost no wind at all, and basically we're just feeling the thermals rise up from this ditch that's down here to the south of us. We've got another little ridge back here to the west that runs right into this main ditch on this piece of public. There's a lot of bedding down in there, so that works out well for us with these thermals rising. The majority of the deer should be coming from that direction. That should play into our favor. This is a good stand. The guys have been hunting it since I think 2011, kind of picking around this ridge here, finding a good tree and something that works the best over the years. Really, the hedge thicket got its name because it's just a real thick, monotonous side of a ridge that, probably gets overlooked by a lot of people. And when the external pressure from other hunters starts, coming in first week in November, the deer, they flock to this thick security cover. So it's one of those overlooked spots. We're not far off the beaten trail, but there's not many good trees in here to set in. So it's a spot that if, somebody was coming in to try and hunt, there's just not very many places for them to set up. That's why it's taken so long for these guys to find this good tree to get a stand in. We pulled in the parking lot this morning. There weren't any cars in there, which is good, but I'm sure that there's been hunters in here. It is November 9th. There's had to have been people in here hunting since then, so gotta be deer in here. We'll probably wait it out till 11 or 12 this morning, and hopefully we'll see a mature buck. It's about 10 o'clock now. We're getting ready to climb down. Gonna head back to the office and get some work done before this evening's sit. We saw probably 8 to 10 does this morning, 2 small bucks, and we saw and heard some grunting and chasing down towards the bottom there. It's supposed to be a northwest wind, real light today. And about 8:30, 9 o'clock, that wind switched and it started pulling back down into this bedding area. We didn't see quite as much movement after that, and that milkweed's a nice little tool that we picked up from Dan Infault, and it's something that we've used every sit. You guys see us dropping the milkweed every time we're out here. So we're gonna get down, head back to the office, get some stuff done, and probably go out and see what's going on in the Big Woods unit tonight. She's got to be in heat right now. The way she's acting. She's just standing there licking herself. We watched her before we climbed down. She was, she'd walk 10 yards one way, walk 10 yards the other way, tail kind of flickering a little bit. She seems awfully confused about what's going on right now. The only thing that we could assume is that she's in heat. I'm talking plain as day. She's no more than 12 yards from us. Just browsing. It's about 3:30, and Aaron and I just got settled into the tree. We're over here in the Big Woods unit this afternoon. On our way in, we talked to a couple of guys who shot a nice buck. They said, I think they were from Minnesota. A couple of nice guys. We helped them drag it to the edge of the gate, set us back a little bit, but when we were putting up the stands, we heard some walking on the top of the ridge here. I picked up the camera, and sure enough, there was a nice buck right here about 25 yards, so that impeded our process a little bit, but I'd say we have plenty of daylight left to get another buck up here somewhere. This spot is a spot that Corey and Aaron came and scouted this summer. They found a bunch of doe bedding areas down to the north and the northwest of here in these ditches on the side of these ridges. And Aaron and Greg hunted back here last year, one ridge over, saw a really nice buck, but he got their wind, didn't get a shot at him. The wind's kind of acting funny right now. Forecast was calling for southwest, which would set up great for this tree that we're in. But it feels like it's coming out of the east every once in a while, kind of swirling around, so it's calmed down a little bit. The occasional gust, as long as it stays kind of still and out of that southwest, we'll be all right up here. Really what these bucks do, they'll bed on the knobs of these ridges like where we're set up on now and be overlooking the doe bedding. And they'll just kind of work around the tops, upper thirds of these ridges, checking these doe bedding areas, and that's exactly what that buck was doing that we saw at 3 o'clock when we were hanging the stand. So I think we got a chance to see some deer this evening. We're just going to sit tight and hope that a good one comes up the top of this ridge.
Well, we just got back to the office. We didn't see much after we saw that buck climbing up in the stand. We saw a handful of does, heard some grunting and chasing behind us on the ridge, but that was it. We did, I think, smell a hot doe on the way out. At least that's what, Aaron and I had thought. So, we left both of the sets in there, left my bow hanging in the tree, and we're gonna head right back in tomorrow morning. We've got about an 8-mile-an-hour wind early in the morning, and then it picks up to 12 to 14 around 8 or 9 o'clock. So we're thinking we're going to try to stay mobile. If we don't see anything out of that tree, we're going to get down and move a little bit deeper into that ditch around mid-morning, and we'll see you tomorrow back there in the Big Woods unit.